There is never a dull moment in the Salesforce ecosystem, and although 2023 brought some challenges that will spill over into 2024, there is also a huge amount of opportunity out there in the Salesforce ecosystem. This is the 8th year we have published our Salesforce Job trends, previously highlighting trends such as Lightning, Marketing Cloud, GDPR, and other big movements in the ecosystem. But before jumping right in, let's have a quick recap at 2023. Last year posed challenges for Salesforce and the tech industry in general due to the wider economic environment. Cut to a few years prior and the tech industry was on a high. Everyone adopted a grow-at-all-cost mentality that was ultimately fueled by the pandemic and the requirement to adopt tech. In February 2022, Salesforce had 79,000 employees, which was a 30% rise from 2 years prior. This tech boom heightened the demand for skilled professionals. And even before this, hiring talent in the Salesforce ecosystem was a struggle. Salesforce remained niche, and you would never find a college graduate or a student in school who wanted to become a Salesforce professional. Most people would land their job in the ecosystem through the traditional accidental admin route. Since 2015, Salesforce has been working to change this through the Trailhead and Trailblazer movement, showcasing inspiring success stories at their flagship events of those who had switched their careers to tech. However, by 2023, there was a huge influx of new talent, which most people agree has oversaturated the market with entry-level professionals. Over the past 2 years, global uncertainties like war and economic instability led to reduced growth and spending, impacting the ecosystem. Salesforce initially laid off 10% of its workforce last year, but later hired back 3,300 employees due to sustained growth in a troubled market. Despite challenges, Salesforce weathered the economic situation well, and CEO Mark Benioff defended the company from activist investors, achieving healthy growth, profitability, and making strides in AI. So what does the Salesforce world look like in 2024? Well, I'm afraid it's not all roses. Unfortunately, 2023 was a big year for layoffs in the technology industry. TechCrunch estimates that 240,000 jobs were lost in 2023, which is 50% higher than the previous year. Although Salesforce have not announced any new rounds of layoffs since last year, there has been a constant trickle of layoffs in the Salesforce ecosystem, including end users, app exchange companies, and consultancies. These layoffs are not public, and you'll rarely see a press release or news article announcing them, but they are happening. Whilst there are a few rounds of layoffs at some larger ISVs at the start of last year, it seems there have been another round in the past 2 months. I was personally contacted by individuals from 4 large ISVs in quick succession, which is what prompted my LinkedIn status highlighting this. Just to be clear, this is the minority of companies in the Salesforce ecosystem. This is not a precursor to the impending collapse of the ecosystem and is very much a mirror image of what is happening in the wider technology industry. Although Reddit isn't exactly a journalistic source that is commonly cited, there is an interesting thread chatting about people's current experiences with layoffs that is definitely worth a read for anyone who is interested. Whilst I don't relish in pointing this out for the first trend of 2024, there is no point in dodging the issue, and I hope that it may help you in any important decisions you are making. If you want to evaluate your current situation further, there is a layoff tracker at layoff.fyi, which does include layoffs in the Salesforce ecosystem as well. Another Salesforce trend that is the talk of the ecosystem is whether the Salesforce job market is saturated or not. Of course, this is a pretty impossible question to give a definitive answer to, but from our research and from talking to job seekers, we've concluded that it probably is. Many factors have led to this point that we've covered in the article, but in summary, Salesforce's revenue growth has halved from around 20% per year to 11%. This will have a trickle-down effect on all Salesforce ecosystem companies and their growth and their hiring budgets. A huge influx of entry-level Salesforce talent has entered the ecosystem, all hoping to land Salesforce roles, and layoffs in the ecosystem will typically mean there is more talent searching for roles, therefore increasing competition. Salesforce has also become vastly more complicated over the years. Think of technical debt, flow, and multi-cloud, meaning that employers expect more from their hires. This isn't great news for entry-level talent, who typically are looking to get their first foothold in the industry. Whilst a few years ago jobs could be landed with just an admin certification, employers now want experience. And this is the classic frustrating chicken and egg scenario that Salesforce and some of its training partners are trying to solve. This is less worrying for job seekers who have a good amount of Salesforce experience, As you can see from one of my recent LinkedIn statuses, there is plenty of hiring going on for more experienced roles. For those looking for some light at the end of the tunnel, it's hard to say when more roles will open up. This will be completely dependent on the global economy and when the next phase of growth comes. I believe that those looking for entry-level positions will have their chance when this phase of growth comes, but my guess would be as good as anyone's of when that will happen. Another sliver of good news is that artificial intelligence is set to boost the global economy by 15.7 trillion by 2030 in a study by PwC, and Salesforce is at the heart of this. For those who've got a bit sick of the AI updates in 2023, hopefully the December break gave you a bit of a rest, as I have no doubt it will be the talk of the town throughout 2024. AI is set to revolutionize every industry on the planet. In a study by Harvard, they reported 12% more tasks completed, 20% faster, and produced 40% higher quality results. As a Salesforce professional, you're at the forefront of this new technology, which I'll explain a bit more about below. Whilst we have been hit with constant waves of AI announcements since ChatGPT was released in November 2022, many of us are yet to get our hands on any features built on the Salesforce platform. However, Salesforce has announced an incredible amount of features and tools that will be released at some point. There are many out-of-the-box features such as sales email generation, service replies, and subject line generation, but just as Flow has revolutionized the impact Salesforce professionals can have on automating business processes, I think the most exciting tool will be the Copilot Studio. The Copilot Studio allows you to build templated prompts that will interact with some of Salesforce's out-of-the-box features above, but also allows you to build completely custom prompts interacting with your automated processes on Salesforce. They also have announced new AI search and vector database support, enabling you to upload huge amounts of unstructured data such as PDFs, emails, audio files, and social media posts, and allow you to search through all of it and glean insights. I explored how AI will impact the Salesforce ecosystem in this article a few months ago, summarizing that Salesforce professionals will be exposed to the following areas: supporting internal Salesforce users with the use of these tools, supporting external customer-facing tools such as chatbots, using AI-powered development tools as well as those created by Salesforce ISVs, and implementing all of the above at your company or for your clients if you work at a consultancy. There is a huge opportunity for all companies and all industries, but as we are attached to Salesforce, we are placing ourselves at the center of this transformation. My advice for AI: try and keep up with the swathes of information coming out of the wider technology ecosystem, especially Salesforce. Generative AI is very much in its infancy, and although some people might try and tell you you're going to lose your job to AI tomorrow unless you buy their course, we are yet to see any of Salesforce's most transformational AI products. For the past couple of years, we have highlighted Salesforce niches as the surefire way to level up your Salesforce career and command a higher salary. This is even more relevant in 2024 in light of some of the previous trends, so I'm adding it in for a third year in a row. In a nutshell, the vast majority of people in the Salesforce ecosystem will be proficient in Sales and Service Cloud. These are Salesforce's two largest and most prominent products. It could also be argued that these are the easiest to learn, as there are so many free resources such as Trailhead that can skill you up. Niche skills in the ecosystem will include products such as CPQ, Salesforce Industries, Omni Studio, Tableau, and Data Cloud. These features and products don't have the same amount of resources and are typically more challenging to learn, not only because of the lack of resources, but these products are highly specialized, and many will struggle to learn without a mentor or actual on-project experience. With that being said, there is a massive opportunity. Salaries and demand for these roles continue to grow, and it's also worth noting that Salesforce is selling some of these products at a faster rate than the core sales and service platform. Just take a look at this table from Q3 earnings back in November 23 and note the growth of data. I can't confirm for sure whether Data Cloud is included in the data category, but Salesforce has said many times that Data Cloud is the fastest growing product in its history. For more information about some of the top Salesforce niches, check out our video on 10 Salesforce niches to learn. Salesforce sales motto for many years has been land and expand, selling a customer one of their products and then slowly exposing them to more transformational products. Salesforce has accelerated this mission over the past 10 years. Prior to 2013, their flagship products were Sales and Service Cloud, as well as the Force.com platform, or Salesforce Platform as it's now known. Fast forward to today, and Salesforce compete in product categories including marketing automation, business intelligence, CDP, AI, commerce, integration, and many other categories. Whilst this won't be new to many watching this, Salesforce is also diversifying within each of these categories. Marketing Cloud is a prime example here with email, SMS, website automation, and loyalty management. Salesforce has also just acquired Spiff, a commission management solution that will slot nicely into its Sales Cloud offering alongside other tools such as sales engagement and revenue intelligence. Spiff will compete with the likes of Exactly, who has been a long-time Salesforce partner, and in 2019 generated $288 million in revenue. Not exactly peanuts. The reason this is relevant is that Salesforce niches are becoming the norm. As Salesforce continue its land and expand model, new sub-niches will pop up all the time. Can we even imagine what the AI landscape will look like in 5 years? We might have dedicated Salesforce roles specializing in AI, such as AI developer or AI architect. Influencers worldwide are reshaping media consumption. Instead of traditional methods like buying cookbooks, reading a news website, or taking conventional courses, people are turning to influencers on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Studies show that a significant percentage of British children aspire to be social media influencers, with similar trend among young Americans. Recently, I conducted a LinkedIn poll about becoming a Salesforce influencer or creator, yielding intriguing results. One common sentiment is a dislike for the term influencer, often associated with superficial content seeking likes. People prefer roles such as educators or mentors, guiding others through their Salesforce journey. This matters in the Salesforce ecosystem because B2B influencer marketing is on the rise. It's allowing many in the Salesforce community to transition into full-time content creation. Becoming a full-time content creator requires revenue generation, often through course sales. Influencers like Miss Excel, with almost 1 million Instagram followers, earns $2 million annually through her viral Excel videos. In the Salesforce space, there are a number of influencers I can think of who have gone full-time. Partnering with B2B brands is one option, as 93% of CMOs plan to increase influencer usage and 75% of B2B marketers are already leveraging influencers. Salesforce has one of the most mature influencer markets I've seen, featuring MVPs, user group leaders, bloggers, YouTubers, podcasters, and global speakers. The influencer market is expected to continue to grow significantly, with more niche influencers focusing on different Salesforce products and disciplines. Two examples of this are the amount of influencers there already are in the flow and DevOps space. Content creation in the Salesforce ecosystem is something we care deeply about. And that is why, in response to this, Salesforce Ben is launching a creator program to educate ecosystem members on content creation, audience growth, and ethical practices. We're also facilitating conversations between B2B brands and content creators to help reward their efforts. Although this year's ecosystem job trends hasn't been the most positive, the world economy isn't in the best place right now, and most are hoping that we have weathered the worst of the storm. But 2024 is a new year, and each new year brings with it new opportunities, no matter what challenges are around. Best of luck with your journey, and check out all of our resources on salesforceben.com to kick your year off right.